chat. Here we go. We got Nass versus Dralii in the final round of the EU Salt Mine that we're playing today. There are 2 more games tomorrow, or 3 more rounds tomorrow. 2 more rounds. Yeah, I think 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds tomorrow for all these players. But for now, we've got Nass versus Dralii. Dralii coming in 2-0 with a win over Zen and a win by forfeit over Nupo. Nass just barely lost to Zen in Game 5, but I believe he won his other match, so he's coming in 1-1. If you just tuned in for this match over here on my channel or maybe on the YouTube, it is golf mode today on this stream. A very respectable watching of 1v1 because I am a bit under the weather, and so my voice can't do much more. So whenever you see a nice play, make sure you golf clap for it. Only golf claps allowed, no yelling, no all caps pogging, as Dralii goes up 2-0. I really like this decal setup from Dralii. Somebody told me last time I saw it what it was. Certainly better than the ugliest decal in the game that Nass is wearing. But Nass is hoping it gives him a little bit of extra powers. Dralii sniping on an open net. He is the guy who did not qualify for the previous version of the Salt Mine, but is the kind of player whose peak is incredibly high. Last time he came onto the 1v1 scene, he took it completely over, beating everybody who was considered the best. And it looks like he has an interest in doing that again here in Stage 2 after not qualifying for Stage 1. As he has been very hot today. He's going to have to beat his Moroccan brother in Nass, somebody he has played with a bunch, whether in 2s or in previous 1v1 matches. And the other thing about Dralii's streak is that if you include his show match against Moxie from my channel, it is an insane run for him. Yo, Perky, thank you for the tier 1 for 3 months. Dralii is playing more and more like Monkey Moon. You think his recent joining of BDS has worked out to have top players rub off on him. That could be the case. Dralii has always been capable of a lot in 1v1. Nass getting his offense going here. A little camera check as he's on the back wall to see what he's dealing with Dralii. He's going to be able to get his own back corner boost, which should force Dralii to leave here shortly. At least that's going to be the hope for Nass. And there's Dralii retreating to the midfield. The flick is not quite past him. Nass able to recover his boost from Dralii's back left corner. He's going to steal the opposite corner as well. So now Dralii a bit starved, but the ball not in a great position to score. And Dralii going to send it out to the midfield. So Nass, how is his wall to air dribble looking today? Lets the ball drop to the ground, so must not be looking that good if he doesn't feel confident trying to take it against Dralii. Nass, soft touch to himself. Dralii leaves the play. Nice dodge in the demo. Actually saved his flip too for that wave dash into the back wall. Bit of a stalemate between these two after a lot of scoring early, as Nass searches for the tying goal. Having a rough go of it, Nass resets. He's easily going to be able to keep that away from Dralii, as Dralii telegraphs his pre-jump from deep underneath the play. Nass just uses the reset. He's got himself a tie game. Yo, Sanju, thank you for the prime for 6 months. They're both on fire today. Yeah, they're both playing really well. So it'll be nice to see how they match up against each other. Nass, dribble from his back corner. Pre-flip. Oh my goodness. A great touch. It seems like Nass is effortlessly sniping the crossbar and in. saw him in his previous matches today as well, and it was the same thing. You can be shooting with that kind of precision. You can be really tough to beat. Look at the top ones ranked list. Who's at the top right now? Nass gonna make it 5-3. Dralii, kickoff goal. Keeping himself within striking distance with 1:09 left to go. Nass got control of the ball quickly, but couldn't get the flick before Dralii was able to challenge. But yeah, Dralii just throwing a whoops because I think he should have had that. Had a chance to shoot on counterattack, and obviously thought he was going to be able to put it on target, but when he misses as wide as that, doesn't force Nass to jump. Nass can get an easy read if that ball is off target. Can just play its bounce off the back wall and get himself a 6-4 lead. Oh, what a shot by Nass. Reset wave dash catch, but it came off with power. And Dralii did his best to try and stop it, but he just helped it in. Dralii missing wide on his kickoff goal. 38 seconds. Nass does not need to bring this ball to Dralii, but he will play the air dribble directly into the pre-jump. Dralii turning away from the ball, letting Nass pinch it to him. Start to dribble. Great setup. Nass, what a save. Pins it onto the crossbar. Nass just looking so solid. Dralii is turtled. He knows it. He has lost game number 1. Nass looking too good. Go freestyle on his own back line to get the mechanics going for game number 2. The Morocco versus Morocco matchup will start with a win for Nass. Game number 2. Nass and Dralii. Dralii, the kind of guy who can catch fire and get going at any moments. Can he do something to get himself back into this match against Nass, or is Nass just looking too good? Of course, Nass was the one who did not get the win against Zen earlier today. That was Dralii. Both of them very close matches, and you never know, the matchup against Zen might not really apply to how these two match up against each other. Nass wants to carry this to the ground. Dralii sticking around to make it as tough as possible. Did force Nass to jump over the midfield boost, but Dralii didn't steal it. So Nass is going to be able to go back around and grab it anyways. This is not the setup Nass wants. Now he's really just playing damage control with this dribble. He controlled it pretty well because he got a boost steal. Regained possession, but dropping it directly into Dralii. Dralii, nice 50. Used the 50 to push himself back down to the ground. Deep underneath the ball and gets on the board. Takes him a bit, but gets there nonetheless. And a smooth half flip. Something worth noting if it wasn't Dralii, who we know has such clean control. Never doubted for a second that he would have gotten it. But he's got a kickoff goal to match it. So the 2-point swing. 1v1 often has this happen. A well-earned midfield goal followed by an immediate kickoff, and all of a sudden the game is completely different. Nass now playing from behind. Dralii dribble from the back corner. Drops it. Allows Nass to make an easy save. Finds himself a little bit too far behind the ball. Instead of tapping it up with him, he tapped it up soft and went past it. Not a lot you can do to try and get back down and protect it. Ultimately, it does lead to the Dralii goal. Dralii's going to make it 4-1. Trying to bounce back hard here in the second game. Nass keeping this low. The reason why he's tapping that straight off the wall and not up into the air is because he sees Dralii going to the ceiling. He does not want to bring the ball up to the ceiling to make it easier for him to defend. Wants to try and play somewhat of a low dribble. Dralii, my goodness. You watch the first couple minutes of this game, and you would not believe how the previous one went. Dralii is in the zone. He is launching flicks top right. Wave dash kickoff win for Dralii. Can he add more on top of what is already a great game? He will. The wave dash catch. Nass was in the air to save a high shot, but the fake worked well. Dralii bounce dribbled straight down the center of the field. Cannot see Nass behind the ball. He does a little camera check. Wait, he just did a 360 with his camera. That was interesting. I've never seen that before. It's just going to result in a Nass goal, but I think he like got his camera all the way to one side, and then the ball got into the behind him. So it just, I don't know. It's very confusing. Obviously, he was confused too because he just let Nass take the ball from him and score. Too many interesting matches, you can't follow it all. Exclamation point red zone if you want to see the easiest way to follow it all. Nass, a little pogo shot technically. Dralii's going to hit him with a wow. Did he bump him with this pogo? Why did this end up working? Oh, Dralii just went over the top of it. Dralii was hoping for a Nass pre-jump. A lot of times on those bounces, the defender will pre-jump nowadays in the ones game, and you can just punish off that, but Nass did not. And then Nass ends up booming the long shot as Dralii, again, maybe faking, maybe just recognizing he was going to lose that race. Dralii's had a really solid wave dash recovery kickoff. Got him yet another possession. And as he takes it across the net, that pulls Nass in, who's getting a little bit antsy. Wants to bring the play to him, but does a decent enough job. Does not get himself out of position, like players often will. Dralii will not take the wall to air dribble. But take it instead off the ground. Nass can't decide whether he's going to fully go. He actually hid his fake challenge there pretty well, because it was right when Dralii couldn't see him behind the ball, but didn't matter. Dralii just flicking past, and Nass did not commit to the recovery quick enough. Nass flick and goal. 5-7 with a minute 2 to try and make up his deficit. Delay kickoff. Wait, this might be a cheeky way to do it. Dralii's recovered in time, so no immediate goal. Nass does land to cut towards the boost, and now he wants to demo Dralii as a punishment for going out to midfield, but does not succeed. So he needs to hold on to possession. Dralii high pop. Nass rolling this up the backboard. Not an easy position to deal with, but he actually does get the save. He doesn't commit to it too hard. Has possession now, just needs a flick and then a kickoff win. Went for the fake flick instead. Dralii, nerves of steel, did not fall for it. Stayed grounded. Still not the end of the world for Nass if he can score this possession. He's had possession for such a long time, but Dralii has kept him at bay, and that'll probably be the final save. That guarantees it. Dralii going to tie up the series 2-2. Comes off the back of a very strong defensive effort in the final minute. Nass might be able to get one for the road now. A little pogo shot for the road. No, he's just going to catch it. Oh wait, never mind, he did keep it in the air. So there is still a chance. He just wants to continue this attack. He's been attacking Dralii's net for so long, he didn't want to stop. But game number 2 will go to Dralii as his coach cheers for him in the chat. Game number 3. Dralii and Nass. Dralii wanted to react to Nass attacking with that pre-jump, but really couldn't do much in time. Nass did a good job of keeping his early challenge very high speed. He's going to flick to the backboard and buy himself time to grab the 100. Nass now into the air. Dralii was not expecting the dribble to start then. He was turning in, thinking about challenging. You could see him doing that slight wiggle as he wanted to turn and make a play on the ball. Nass timing his dribble very well. Dralii, reset wave dash. Shot too soft. Allows Nass to be able to make a save. Nass early flick, this time the fake challenge from Dralii works well. He has been setting those up a lot. He hasn't been committing on them a ton. Nass to the side wall. Now 0 boost to work with. Dralii has a lot in the tank too, so he needs to be careful to not allow Dralii a free reign, which he kind of did here. Dralii was able to get a flick out of his efforts, and Nass actually has a save and picked up some pads in the meantime. Can he stop this aerial attack from Dralii? No, he cannot. Dralii gets the reset and pins it behind Nass. Or slots it, he didn't even put it really behind him, just slotted it top right. Nass boost steal. Oh, what a demo. Wow, what a huge demo. Could have been a goal. Should have been a goal, it felt like. But Nass recovers. Finds a way to keep Dralii out. Now his aerial setup is one that is fairly easy to defend as it's headed just towards the near post. Nice play off the ceiling. Nass quickly accelerates the ball to the ground when he sees Dralii going up to defend him high. It's a complete outplay as he regains the lead. Dralii will tie it right back up though. Kickoff goal goes in his favor. Dralii just going to take the ball away. Decides, wait a second, I don't have any boost. I don't want to take the ball yet. I'll go back into my back corner first. And now that I have 100, now I'll play it. Nass was pre-jumping the potential air dribble. Dralii decided not to go for it. So he'll play it on the ground and won't be able to sneak this one through. Decides not even to challenge and 50 Nass. Instead, just wants to stay with the ball. Try again. Nass, another great save. Will he get the long shots? He will not, but the follow-up was there. Nass allowed to take this ball to the ground and restart the dribble. Interesting decision from Dralii to not stick around close and prevent that. Such a difficult position to play with the ball falling down near the side wall like that. Dralii making it easy on him. And this time try to challenge Nass. Nass does use the reset to tap it past him, but notice still no goal, even though Nass played it about as good as you possibly could with Dralii early challenging. I guess he could have put that initial touch on target, but easier said than done. From a forced position, Nass, big win. Dralii almost made it back. I did not expect the Dralii recovery. It'll be Nass with a 2-goal lead. A lead that feels massive the way that these games have been going. Especially with a minute left to go. Nass, oh my goodness. How we didn't just own goal that immediately, I don't know. But does end up getting immediately followed up. Dralii. His wave dash into air dribble is pre-jumped. He's got 40 seconds to get his goal, and Nass on 4 boosts is not great, but Dralii missed his dash, and that actually might be a very detrimental play. Nass turns to dive. Dralii popped it over the top of him, but not on target. Now he's going to restart again. There's a bounce dribble. He catches it and actually brings to the ground. Interesting decision. Nass covers it, and Nass gets his own back corner boost. No reason to rush this ball to Dralii. He actually decides to use the flip only after he sees Dralii approaching. He wants to punish what he expects to be a very aggressive Dralii. And now he's got the full clear. Decides not to dive. Will turn in shadow. Dralii to the air. A little bit short of the nets, and that'll hit the ground. Couldn't get it all the way there. He found himself on the wrong side of the ball too quickly. So Nass will take a 2-1 lead on double match point. But we are headed into game number 4. Nass and Dralii. Dralii into a new outfit here in attempts to take down Nass. Oh, look at this. I've never seen this from anybody before. And I love the mix-up. Love the creativity. And we'll see if it gets rewarded with a win. Dralii tried to play the infield power shot. Couldn't do so. Nass, he's not going to be able to follow this one up. These two just playing a little ring around the rosy as they both try and get the ball moving to outpace each other and cannot. Nass now to the skies. Dralii has the boost to pre-jump if he wanted to, but maybe noticed the air dribble was off target, didn't need to. Smooth catch from Dralii, and he can't quite get the goal line. Goal. Nass able to 50 this one through Dralii and into the boost. Cannot dribble over the top, so Dralii maintaining his 1-goal lead. These guys have been vying for control a lot more in the midfield compared to some previous matches we've watched today, which have just been offensive master classes, I guess. Kickoff master classes even. Dralii, he will dunk into the top left to get a rare goal. Nass pogo shot. We know he likes it. And it's definitely the only way to get that one through. Oh my goodness, wow. I'm going to mark that. We'll see if which pixels didn't go through on that save. That seemed like an almost sure goal. Nass wants a 50. Power slide, cuts. Can he score off of it? Ooh, what a save from Dralii. halfway through the game now. Nass still yet to get on the board. Nass, air dribble, intercepted by Dralii. That shot was wide. Nass decides to guide it into his own corner anyways. Nass, double jump. Now he's on the board. 2-1. Yo, Steven, good to see you here, bud. It's been a long time. Isn't SJ Draj the Hanabi guy? A long time back in the day. Nass. Tap over the top of Dralii, and he is equalized. That can happen when you have a lead, as long as Dralii does, but with as little, goal separation, can just disappear in a moment, and it, feels like it was a much bigger lead than it was because of how long you held it. But Dralii's right back on top. Kickoff win, and the double jump protecting the ball with his car. Dralii hoping a game 5. He is one of the more dangerous wall-to-air dribblers, and he's not going to take it. He's going to take it back into his own corner and see if he can bait Nass in. Nass does come to meet him, but man, considering how good Dralii is off the wall, I'm surprised he didn't try and accent his lead with another goal. Dralii has to dodge both these bump attempts. Now it's Nass's job to try and find a way to get this on target. Nass now. Possession and a ton of space. Dralii all the way into the back corner for the 100. Nass going to go maybe to all reliable. He's forced to send the ball over the crossbar in order to keep Dralii from not getting a touch. He does bump him, but Dralii recovers. The fake once, and the side flip still stopped by Dralii. This one shot just shy. It's too far off the near post. Now Dralii the other way. He's looking to flick top right. Nass has to save. Seal and reset, and finally Nass breaks through with 27 seconds on the clock. Nass maybe a goal away from ending the series. A dash kickoff for Dralii got pushed a bit too high. Didn't seem to get the dash. Wow, nice pre-jump by Nass to guide this away. He will be first to his corner boost. Now Dralii's actually in a tough position defensively. Nass to the air. He wants the bump. Dralii cannot get around it. Nass. A strong defensive effort. Dralii maybe would have been better off just turning and making some kind of touch on the ball, but he decides to leave and grab boost instead. Of course, his play on the ball would have been very weak, but would have delayed Nass's attack, which was otherwise so very clean. Kickoff goal attempt for Dralii. Saved off the backboard, in and out for Nass. He's going to allow Dralii to shoot, and Dralii, he clutches up when he needs to. An 81km/h shot off the bounce. Gets it behind Nass, and now 4 seconds. Will we see somebody scoring without overtime? It's a delayed kickoff for Nass. A huge win for him. I don't know if he has the kind of time to convert. He does pop this ball away from Dralii. Dralii should not have a ton of boost to work with, and Nass slots it and ends the series. It's GG's. Dralii was out of the match before Nass could even say it. Great 0-second play from Nass. And he just boomed the ball on target. I'm not sure if he knew Dralii was going to make it back or not. Just was going to rely on his power to get him through, and it did. Nass takes the series 3-1.